And we're back here on the Alf'Dawg Show. Anthony Alfred here, Torian Danders, T-Bone, Elroy Harris, and
Brian Blythewood, aka Greenwood.
We got.
What are you throwing up gang signs now?
Trying to kill me? What are you trying to do here? I'm gonna throw it down.
B Wood in the house.
we gotta come up with a nickname for you, Elroy. I'm just Elroy. Everybody loves Elroy.
Everybody loves Elroy.
Talk about, So, coming up, we'll get to the relationships. We'll talk about cheaters.
You ready, B Wood?
We're gonna talk about cheaters. So we'll get to that momentarily. But let's break down some more on the NFL. Okay. We didn't get on the Cleveland Browns. Let's talk about the Cleveland Browns, our hometown team. Okay. Remember in 2007, they was 10-6. They was the most exciting team in the NFL.
They looked amazing.
Derek Anderson was hitting, Braylon
29
Edwards.
touchdowns.
Braylon Edwards can catch.
Oh man.
Oh man. Wow.
He had 80 catches that year.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they sucked. But there was some promise at the end of the regular season last year. Jerome Harrison got the record, single game record for most rushing yards in Browns history.
Third on the list.
Yeah.
And
third on the list in NFL history completely in single games. And you got Josh Cribbs.
Made it to the Pro Bowl.
It's hard to believe that your best player on your team is a special team guy. But that brings some optimism for next season because there's been rumors, there's been talks that the offense is going to be ran through. You got Jake Delhomme coming in.
From the Carolina Panthers.
Jake Delhomme coming in. The offense, though, is going to be ran through Josh Cribbs and Seneca Wallace, who in the Wildcat. What do you think about how the Browns is going to look next season?
I'm really, like you said, the key word was optimism. I'm extremely optimistic about the Cleveland Browns this year. I really see the Wildcat being a big part of their offense. I see Jake Delhomme coming back into his own. He's not going to be the same quarterback that he was,
But if he could be a serviceable quarterback, that would help.
Definitely.
That type of offense that they're going to run.
Definitely. And I'm really optimistic about the offense, like you said, about Seneca Wallace coming to the Browns. I really think they should make him a receiver. Because they might not need him as much. I don't see the purpose of drafting Colt McCoy and then just letting him sit. Let him take a few snaps. Mm-hmm. Let him get his feet wet. Right. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah.
You don't have to start him, but
For me, the Browns are a team that I gotta see them playing good to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't because I live in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. I'm around Browns fans. You know what I'm saying? They keep
Are you
saying,
a Steelers fan?
No.
Okay.
Well, you know what I'm saying? I'm around it, and everybody's saying it. Oh, the Browns gonna be good this year. The Browns when they got Trent Dilfer. Oh, the Browns are gonna be good.
When they got Jeff Garcia,
the Browns gonna be good.
I almost wet myself when I heard we got Jeff Garcia that year, man.
The Browns are gonna be good, and
wow.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, and even when they got Jamal Lewis, oh man, the Browns. Oh, we're gonna go to the playoffs.
And then at the end of the season, when the snow is falling, they have 5 wins.
And when snow is falling, tears are falling as well from many Browns.
So I really have to see the Browns winning just to to believe it.
What do you look out of the Browns?
By seeing the Saints what they did last year, they was a Cinderella team. It's possible that we can become a Cinderella team.
It's possible.
It's possible.
It's
possible for the Rams to be the Cinderella team. It's not going to happen.
It is.
I think the Browns, if they did, I hope they watch the Saints and the Colts win, see Colts game, and see that anything is possible. That just because you might be the weakest team doesn't mean you're not going to win the championship.
Right.
Underdogs for life.
Let's remember, the Saints, to back up his point, the Saints the year that they had the hurricane, they was 3-13.
Mm-hmm.
So and they went from that in a 5-year span. Now they're defending Super Bowl champs.
And remember, hold on, Anthony. Remember back then when they used to wear paper bags on their heads?
The New Orleans Aints back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, change it.
Is there any other team that you like to elaborate? I know you had Jacksonville on your list.
As a decliner, I mean, really, it all started last year. I just didn't see a playoff team in the Jacksonville Jaguars. They were in the hunt initially at 7-5 going into the month of December. Then to lose the final 4 games, and especially to teams like Cleveland, Oakland.
Right.
You're trying to go to the playoffs.
That's
why are you losing to these teams?
Well, Pittsburgh did the same thing. Pittsburgh,
Right.
the
Yeah.
Steelers.
I'm not stunned about them.
Well, but the Steelers. I'm trying to be neutral here. The Steelers, they go in here at home, Thursday night prime time, and they lose to the Browns, and they lose to mediocre to bad teams, and not have a good ending to their season. That should have been a Super Bowl contending team.
I mean, I only see certain individuals on the Jacksonville Jaguars doing damage. Of course, Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah.
First play that comes to mind.
Yeah.
You want to see David Garrard get back on track. He kind of slipped up. He's still keeping the touchdowns above the interceptions, which is good.
Yeah.
He's not losing the football. He's taking care of the football, but his decision's got to be a little bit better. Also, you see Mike Sims-Walker. He had 63 catches last year, leading receiver. You see the tight end Zach Miller, the former quarterback, converted to tight end, had 21 receptions. Came on late on in the season. We saw him in the game against the Browns, 8 receptions, 69 yards, 2 touchdowns. It looked really good there. Definitely going to be one of the fantasy options at tight end this year. So I see more individuals rather than a group of star athletes coming together and making a push over the playoffs. And that really bothers me with Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, I mean, it's an off and on thing with Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Another inconsistent team.
Right. You're always going to get Maurice Jones-Drew. You're always. David Garrard, he's iffy. I mean, he can still win.
Mm-hmm.
But,
he has some things to work on.
I think they need a change in there. They still have Jake Del Rio as a coach. I think a change is in order, and
I think so. Yeah, I think.
Where are you going with this?
He hasn't. I think if you're running in circles and you're doing things, but you're in the same position.
Right.
Sometimes, even though you're not flat out sucking, sometimes change is good.
Change is good.
And I think Jacksonville, as Elroy has said, Jacksonville is in that position where they may have to make a decision, a few, that shakes things up. And teams need that.
And another thing about the Jacksonville Jaguars, the draft was kind of freakish. I mean, Tyson Alu at number 10 overall.
That was a reach.
I mean, he's a terrific player, pass rushing defensive tackle. We saw him at California. He's a solid player, but I don't think he's a very high value with the number 10 overall pick.
Might have been a reach.
Definitely a reach. If he wanted a defensive tackle, I probably would have went with Dan Williams, the guy from Tennessee.
You could have got a lot of better players.
Yeah.
That you needed.
Yeah.
But you reached for this player.
Right.
Yeah.
But
we will see. We will see.
Yeah, we'll
Hopefully
see.
he plays good.
You're going to see teams. That happens every year in the NFL. You're going to see teams that we think is going to suck.
Love his hair, though.
Love
his hair.
You're going to see teams that you think is going to suck. Be great. And you go see teams that we thought was going to be good. It's going to suck. It happens every single year. That's what makes the NFL great, the parity in the league. When we come back, I'm going to throw teams out there. Okay, we'll debate on Tennessee. We'll debate on, Tennessee start 0-6. And then, we'll debate on Tennessee. What about the Dallas Cowboys? I know y'all love them Cowboys.
I hate them.
We'll throw out some other teams out there. And on our next Alf'Dawg Show, we'll break down each division. Who will win the AFC North, the AFC South. We'll break down each division. Who will win that. So all that, plus the relationships when we come back.